be very strong. They took away the Ming. We know that's a staple for Lady Sun, right? You want the heals coming in, you want the extra attack damage, you want the extra attack speed as well. And moreover, once again, similar to what our analysts have said, they're going to ban out the Zhang Fei, one of the favorite heroes on the side of Mythy.
Yeah, he loves that one. And I mean, it's, again, very targeted, right, in terms of what they were doing. Also, the targeted ban with the Arlie on, that he's an Arlie main. So Sherry, again, being affected by that one. So Loops right now, they're being truly tested. The draft, so important going into these games.
Yeah, they have been one-upped at this point. They take away the Dharma, but they give away the Mayin. And, looking at it, it's a Byron, it is a potential Charlotte. These heroes are okay in the Clash lane. But if you give the lead to Mayin Xiang in the Clash lane, he's going to make the world's difference in fights because he has a couple of iframes during the execution of whatever.
Yeah, okay. So I'm also wondering, I mean, the Byron pick here, the Mozu to kind of complement, at least they're hovering over it. Looks like they're going to lock that one in for both of that one. But your thoughts?
It's a tough one once again because LGD, they have a lot of sustain, they have the Wave Breaker, they have the Unending Sorrow, they have the Melody of Peace coming in from Yuhuan. It's going to be a lot of heals. At the same time, that's a lot of space created for JR on his tier and tier.
Yeah, you have a lot of potential. And this is, they like to use, like the Ogrun was kind of up in the path of precipice, just providing a lot of vision, but he can get in and out wherever he wants. They have the E on this one. So you have a lot of ways to kind of provide that vision so that you have that perfect engagement so that you can kind of get that pick off.
Yeah, tough position for Loops to be in, right? One game down, going up against one of the strongest, if not the strongest group team from the side of Group A. So let's see how this works out. LGD looking to close the door, hit the strides, get their place in the semifinals as well.
Yeah, and this is do or die, right, for Loops. They need to figure something out. Okay, now which of the players, aside from the ABH Busan King matchup from Loops, really needs to step up this game?
I think Mythy needs to step up this game, right? The Cannon Blast will do a lot of work because it gets them to lockdown. It also gets JR to waste his inbuilt Purify.
Okay. The Ocean of Tears doing a lot with the flowing size. Young is going to dash away, and he's going to limp away, that is, and he should be fine, though.
Yeah, we can see a little more confidence coming out from Loops. And I like what I'm seeing here, but LGD, they're no slouch. They're going to come back even stronger.
Yeah, and I think Loops need to really take the fight to them. They need to ensure, try to change things up, right? You don't want to play into LGD's strategy. You want to kind of dictate the pace of the game. And I feel like Loops haven't really been able to find that yet.
Yep, and, I'm not trying to rain on the parade here, but it's really hard because LGD, they're a team that loves for you to fight into them, right? The kit that they have, there's so much poke. Kachosen coming in from Zihong. They have Musan King coming in with the heals, even damage from the Unending Sorrow. Xiang can come in at any point in time with the whatever, and Zhe gets the heals down with the Wave Breaker as well.
Yeah, a lot of counter play as well, and again, the Unending Sorrow is just, it's kind of like bait. But you keep yourself alive, and you need to ensure that you don't overextend. I think positioning is going to be even more key for Loops, ensuring that they take the right fights. But ABH now on the run. He's going to be chased in. He's going to be pushed back, and he's going to go. But he wants to fight this one, but he's going to give up first blood, and Xiang will take that one, and he will walk away.
Yep, the backup comes now, but Loops is a little too late because at this point, now the map is pretty much open, and Tempest might be at risk here 2-on-1.
Yeah, the invade was on point, ensuring that they got the kill, and now they're going to look to convert, right? LGD have been great with that, ensuring that whenever they get kills or some sort of roam, they have the positioning there to ensure that they get it. But Mythy, he's going to actually flash away.
Yep, and that's a flash wasted. And now with 80 seconds on the clock, he's not going to have flash in time unless, LGD delays the taking of the neutral objective, which we know is rarely the case.
Yeah, but Mythy's kind of on the most. He just needs to position himself, ensure that he plays a little bit safer. The flash is not the end of the world. He's not like a melee roamer who has to be in their face and might be out of position a lot easier. So as I say this, Sherry going a little bit careful. He almost gets the pick off onto Jay, but it looks like they're going to back off. Kank now shows himself, but it looks like everything's going to back off.
Yeah, they expanded the ultimate shell, but cooldown's pretty short on that, so they will have it for the next big fight, which is going to be the neutral objective fight at 4 minutes. So 60 seconds, slightly less than that to go. LGD now priming themselves. You can see they want to make sure that they clear off the top lane, make sure that pressure is there, which means Tempest has to be stuck there.
Yeah, no chance. He needs to deal with the minion wave, ensure that it doesn't take any of that damage in that top T1. But now Musang King, level 7, again. We're talking about how he plays and just, I mean, I hate to say jungle diff, but he's always a level up. He's always got more, net worth. He's just, on another level.
Yeah, and to complement that, I like the thought process of LGD. A lot of pressure on the top lane. They want to make sure that Tempest is stuck there. So when they actually go for the Tyrant, there is not enough support. But hey, talking about support, they need some at the bot lane.
Yeah, Jay will actually Wavebreaker back to safety. Cannon Blast does connect onto JR. He's going to take a little bit of damage here. He brings back the flowing Psy, and what's better is sharing is caring here. But they get the nice knockoff. Jiyoung pushing him back. Kank is solo. Mythi's going to get whittled down. He does go down, and JR will take credit for that one.
Yep, and what a beautiful start for the side of LGD. Getting the first blood, getting the first Tyrant of the game. More to come.
Oh, you can't even recall back to safety. No Bush is safe. Xiang is going to take him out. Pushes back Sherry. He has to flash away, but Xiang pushing him as well, but he might have gone too far, and Xiang does go down.
Yeah, but that was a huge outplay there. Sherry doing so much work. He did not die. He gets the goal on the shutdown as well, and this will be a perfect start for the side of LPS.
Yeah, not the perfect one. I would say you want to be a little bit higher, but not the worst. I mean, they're still down in terms of 2K, in terms of their net worth, lead, so to speak. But Tempest, again, good work. You see a lot of the action that's going in the bottom lane. Tempest pushing that top one, ensure that they got that T1.
And this is exactly what Loops needs, right? They need to make sure they get the trades. They didn't do that in Game 1. Now it looks like, hey, they are fast learners as well. They will get the punish onto the side of LGD.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where if you see LGD pushing in one area, Xiang here gets cannon blasted. He's going to go in for this 1 versus 3. He pushes back. Think inside the box is just going to miss everybody. Mythi trying to flash away. Musang King is going to chase after them, chasing them as well with that mournful tempo. And that terrible music that is coming along, he's going to continue on to get that flank. And Sherry gets pulled back. No, he survives. He's going to go down. There's too many members of LGD. And now Tempest here on the run. The unending sorrow, and Tempest will fall as well.
A very strong trade coming in for LGD. Put themselves 5 kills ahead now versus the 2 on the side of Loops. And more... better than that, they actually get one of the T1 turrets on the board as well.
Yeah, okay, let's talk a little bit about this mid lane here. That's the biggest differential that I see. 2.9 for Kank, Jiyoung with 4.1. Mai has been making some roam plays throughout the map. You felt her playing on her, Mai, presence throughout. And now, I mean, they've taken the mid T1 as well. So, again, LGD just playing, very, very well here.
Right, so the artist is LGD. Let's paint the picture for you at this point. Zhihong actually has the Insatiable Tomb. Musang King also has the Frostscar Embrace, so they're tanky, they have a bit more sustain, and this is where it's going to start looking a little bit tougher for Loops because they don't exactly have that much damage just yet.
No damage, objectives are being taken by LGD. Add that Overlord to the list of things that LGD are taking away from you. And that net worth lead starting to grow. It's about 4K at this point, and they've kind of controlled the map. And again, almost like suffocating Loops.
Yeah, and if you take a look at the face cams, the LGD players are locked in a very simple one, and Xiang, he is going to be the playmaker in this game.
Yeah, everybody locked in right now. This is do or die, right? All of these series, it's win, continue on, lose, you go home. You don't want that. You need to ensure you put your best foot forward and try your best to get yourself out of this hole that Loops is in right now.
Yep, they might be looking for that one opening. Now, if you notice, they have been looking at, the stats in the game, right? Itemization. There's a clear reason why they do that. LGD know they can fight now.
Oh, Jiyoung. Oh, they're going to turn this around. The Ocean of Tears, though, just providing a little bit of space, but ABH is being focused, and he's going to be killed. Jiyoung will get credit. Tempest tried to flash away, not able to do so. He's going to be killed as well. That's 2 down already, and it looks like with all 3 members or all 5 members from LGD a little bit low, they do need to be careful here, but it looks like they're going to continue pushing on to this top T3.
Yep, this T3 is gone now. This could be the closing moments and maybe one of the fastest timings of the matches so far by LGD. Say, hey, you're going to be patient. Let's take other things as well.
Play smart, you know what I mean? You don't need to force anything. Take out all the objectives. This is going to be the last T2 standing. And I mean, this base is wide open for Loops. It is all hands on deck in terms of this defense.
Yep, and you know, at this point, Zihong is really close to the Savant's Wrap. There's going to be an additional big burst of damage. Mr. JR already has the Lightning Blade, right? So he's going to be able to deal so much damage. Now, besides that, Zhe has already completed that Radiance. He's going to get the slows and the visions as well.
Everything that you would want. Busan King all the way up to the front and can't get it. Whoa, that was very close. Jihong goes in for this one. He gets the snipe and he gets the kill and he gets himself out. No, he does fall, so he does return for that one. But here's the Unending Sorrow turning it around with the Celestial Melody. Not once, but twice. Let's go. And LGD forcing it down in the bottom T3.
Yep, this is just LGD hitting their timings, hitting the strides. This is what we know. The champion team just making life difficult for Loops.
All right, LGD, the only problem that they have is that their minions are too slow. They have to wait for that one to ensure that they get, they get rid of the backdoor protection. They're going to start to whittle down the bottom T3 at this point, but LGD in full control.
Yep, as Loops, what do you do at this point, right? There is too much damage. There's too much sustain coming in from the side of LGD.
I mean, it's tough because you have super minions pushing in the top lane already. The bottom is going to happen as well. It's one of those things where you got to find some sort of farm, but you don't have a lot of time. Things have been locked down by LGD, and they've got full control.
Yep, at this point, LGD. You know, if I didn't know better, I would call them environmentalists because they're so sustainable.
I see what you did there. Excellent. But let's check out this replay here.
All right, so they're going to start off with the Radiance. This flash play by Zihong, beautiful with the Katosen as well, gets the kill. He's happy to trade his life because there's still the Melody of Peace as well as the Unending Sorrow. So much sustain, so much damage coming at the same time as well. LGD, now they're just waiting for that last opening.
Yeah, last opening. Loops right now, holding hands, singing Kumbaya, all they can do. Thoughts and prayers to this team right now as they try to hold. Very difficult situation. They need to deal with the minions that are crashing in. LGD are looking to take a free Tyrant here.
Yep, and the Tyrant specifies one thing and one thing only. Let's fight.
Let's fight. Let's go. And Loops, probably they're looking more pacifist at this point. They're probably like, hey, maybe we don't fight. Maybe you should stop, huh?
Yep, they want a piece of bringer coming up from here. Hopefully that's able to help them. That was a preemptive Radiance. I'm not sure why they did that, and that could be the opening that LGD is waiting for.
Yeah, they're just waiting for the minions at the base. Again, wide open. They're going to go for this one. Everybody's running back, but from the backside, nice 4-man stun. But ABH is down already, and they've got more going at it. Jihong getting a little bit low, but that base, and they're going to focus the base. One more shot? No. Okay, they finally do get it, and they're going to take game 2.
LGD with the win-ins, they secure their spot in the semi-finals for tomorrow. One step closer towards that EWC trophy.
Okay, and there we go. LGD finally exuberant, like loving it. Finally, they can, move on. They're very happy with that win. That's going to be a huge weight lifted off their shoulders as they move on to this tournament here.
That's right, flexing those muscles. Loops, of course, this is the end of their journey. There is no lower bracket. It is a single elimination, and this is where the pain of tournaments come in.
Yeah, you see the elatedness of the players, you see the excitement when they're winning, but there's also sadness to these tournaments. When you see them, lose, it's heartbreaking, right? And especially in this tournament with EWC, where we have the gold medals.
Yep, standing in front of the trophy. Nothing is granted, everything is earned. Welcome to the semifinals, LGD. Lao Gantia, let's go.
LGD right now just celebrating. They're going to be super happy moving on to that one, and they will just kind of, again, just very, very business-like. This is not something that we haven't seen from them already. They know how to win in Honor of Kings.
Yep, so this is something that I'm really curious about.
Copium was a little bit too much in the end for Loops in his prediction,
Can't spell hell
unfortunately.
without Loops. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
You're learning, right? Remember what we learned yesterday? That's exactly what we were doing. But yeah, I mean, in general, you can see that it took LGD a little bit of time to kind of get that gold lead, but once they do get that gold lead, they accelerated so much quicker than any other team we've seen before. It's only really them and KPL that we can see this sort of style.
It was a little bit of a better start for Loops.
Yes.
But I believe that the Dolia and the Yuhuan pick from the other side, it is just a tank that is coming your way, and you don't have any road around it.
Yeah, I mean, literally, think about it. You've got so much sustain. You've got a double air knockup for the Yuhuan, but it also it advances and levels up the rotation and farm rate of the LGD, which is already such a fast thing. Before even putting that thing into place. So having the Dolia and the Yuhuan in there, it's just a huge accelerator.
Yeah, one thing I love about these best of threes as well is the adaptation in the draft. You know, LGD in game #1 banning away the Musashi. In this game, banning away the Ali, kind of reading that Loops were going to first pick that Ali instead of the Dolia, and predicting that Loops was going to pick that Musashi. They left their jungle pick till last, and they picked the Yuhuan. Obviously, with Musashi, if you try and use your ultimate on Yuhuan, you can just click your ultimate, and the ultimate for Musashi becomes completely useless. So it's
the
a
art
good
of the pick
counter
and
as
ban,
well.
isn't it?
Exactly. I love it. I love analyzing pick and bans. I love analyzing the coach game of like how you can think about different sides of the draft, because you have to predict what you're going to pick, but you also have to try and predict what the enemy is going to pick as well.
This fight right over here, man, like the way that Mai Shiranui really entered in trying to use the flash to take on this backline.
This is so perfect here. I believe this is a play where he flashes it in and he, oh, okay, maybe it's before this as well, but yeah, this is the Mai Shiranui as well, just showing why this hero is banned so much. Is Jihonk's most played pick now in the tournament, with 4 times that he's picked this one up, meaning that you can just rotate around the map a lot quicker. As Bland was saying, the Yuhuan was able to allow LGD to rotate around the map, and the same with Mai as well. You can rotate around the map, use that mobility, and get that advantage.
One of the reasons why it needs to be banned, man.
Yep.
It is for sure. After watching this game, the other teams are taking the notes and then just saying like, okay, that Mai Shiranui, not a hero to put out there. That is for sure. What about if we move into our MVP for this match? LGD Gaming, man, like the 5 players were top level, but we gotta give it to the one and only Musang King on that Yuhuan 406, the KDA on this match.
Absolutely. I mean, we've already spoken about the Yuhuan pick, but I feel like it just doesn't get enough limelight, because we see on the KPL teams are now shifting into the mid lane, but it's still such an amazing pick in that jungle. Just basically, as I've already reiterated, the acceleration in your farm is crazy.
Yeah, not only that, but the first game as well, I think Musang King well-deserved of MVP in this series. That first game on the Orgren as well, being able to get that advantage in the early game. You can see the highlights of him on screen as well. Just showing the different styles of play that he can play as well. He can play the likes of a tank like an Orgren. He can play more utility jungle.
Yes.
We've seen him on Assassins as well before.
Yes.
We've seen him on carry junglers. It's a jungler that has everything up his sleeve.
From Season 2, like doing the homework, man, like Musang Kim was one of the names that really like pops out a lot, right? Like when you start analyzing all the games that LGD Gaming plays in the previous tournaments and coming in here to the EWC, that man is really carrying the team.
Yeah, I believe it was the FMVP of the Season 2 Invitational as well, and it's just showing even more into this mid-season invitation.